Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, how y'all doing today? Everybody good today?
Yes, doing
Yeah,
wonderful.
good. Welcome to another week of BAM TNT. We got some awesome people in the house today, you guys. Thank y'all. Thank you for coming. It's special because we all women.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So since we have Marsha here, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and recognize her.
All right, so Miss Marsha King, she is formerly incarcerated in a federal prison. She was incarcerated for 5 years and she became an advocate for those who are adversely affected by the criminal system. She works to bring awareness to a criminal system that victimizes defendants into waiving their rights to a fair trial. She's also the mother to a beautiful daughter, Isabella, age 7.
Yeah.
And I just want to say I love Marsha. Anytime I call Marsha, asking Marsha anything, any question, she's always right there to help and
Thank you.
answer anything.
Awesome.
Did you guys want me to go ahead and ask her some questions? Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make
Yeah,
sure I'm
we
not
hear you.
loud.
Yes,
Yeah, we hear you.
I can hear you fine.
Okay. So, Marsha, you and your story is so inspirational. While it breaks my
Thank
heart,
you.
do you think God was ordering your steps?
Yes. Um, I always, even when I was released from prison early, because I was sentenced to 100 months. All right, that's 8 years. In the feds they do your sentence by months, so I was sentenced to 100 months, and I can remember even when I was told that I would be released because I was going to be released under the CARES Act, and then my judge granted my compassion release. One of the officers walked by and told me before I left, she said, the entire time that you were here, you had the favor of God on your life because the entire time that I was incarcerated, of course, I went through certain situations, being separated from family, being in a new environment, but I was still able to maintain, and I didn't. I I witnessed it, but I didn't go through a lot of things that the other women have gone through. But nevertheless, because I was able to see a lot of things that made me want to advocate, because I remember the women would tell me, they was like, "Okay, you are." That's how I came up with third party advocate. He said, "You are an advocate, so you have to speak up for us." So as a result of speaking up for them in prison, I even developed relationships with the officers where it wasn't something I had to worry about going to the hall. I can honestly say that, like, I never had a situation that I addressed, whereas it escalated but one time. Okay. And even in that one time, I can say God was in the midst of that because that situation was resolved quickly. Um, so I see it as it was a blessing in disguise. It's certain things that came out of it that doesn't feel good, but nevertheless, um, he never said the weapon wouldn't form. He just said it wouldn't prosper. So
Yes.
I do feel like that it was a blessing.
And I think you kind of already answered this a little bit, but it sounds like you became an advocate while you were still in prison. Did you start studying the law when you were in prison, or was that something you were already doing before you went in?
You know what? Actually, no, bro. If you go back on my Facebook page, years before, I've always wanted to go into being a federal defense attorney. Okay, because one of my teachers at University of Memphis, when I was being sentenced, he actually wrote my judge and shared with her some of the papers that I wrote about how a lot of defendants are not allowed a fair trial or fair hearing or fair representation. So he was like, wow, for her to write that and then to actually experience it. I was actually interested in law before, but it wasn't as deep because um, I think that sometimes when it hits different when you're actually going through it. Um, we have some great advocates that's never ever been in the prison system, but to really experience it, it gives you a different take on it. So with me actually going into prison, because I was 36 years old, okay, and federal prison, you liable to see everybody 18, 19, all the way up to 70 and 80 years old. So to go into to prison at that age, even though I wanted to go to advocate to really see the things, my age gave me a little bit of advantage because I had an opportunity to, on a mature level, to to see things for what they are, especially women. Women are so victimized. We are victimized more than men when we go to prison because women are sometimes afraid to speak up because of what they've gone through um, before going to prison. Most people that go to prison have some type of addiction issue, mental health issue, and abandonment issues. So then when they come into prison, as a result of those issues, they're afraid to speak up. I wasn't afraid to speak up. In the background before going into prison was beneficial. But when I went into prison, I was able to really dig deep into federal law because people say the law
Yeah.
doesn't work. It's not the law that doesn't work. It's the people that's put in place to enforce it that doesn't work. Because there are so many avenues and so many options that we have to actually get relief, but it's the people that's put into place, like the judges,
Mm-hmm.
prosecutors that overstep their boundaries with malicious prosecution, knowing that you have an innocent person, but they know economically that they're not able to hire the right people or witnesses to prove their innocence, which is why you have people that does 36 and 40 years before they actually are released. Okay. So it's not the law, it's the people that doesn't work. So I feel like that God allowed me to go through it because he need people to speak. I always say the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few because you have a lot of people in different avenues of advocacy. But one thing that I think that we need more of are advocates that actually understand the law and that can go in and say, hey, that's not right. A lot of advocates don't know about judicial misconducts, okay, how to file it, the grievance process, plea agreements, the difference between a plea agreement. We know when something is wrong, but we don't know the legalities of it to say, look, legally, here's the case. What you're doing is wrong. So I think that's something that God allowed me to go through that I want to give back and teach a lot of women how, not just women, men too, but how to really advocate for themselves because it's so few people that knows those certain things that it's not enough people to go into the courtroom and sit beside someone or call an attorney and call out a wrong. You could just say, hey, what you're doing is wrong. But if you don't know what to tell them is wrong, then guess what? You're still going to have an injustice. You're going to have someone that probably is going to do 10 or 15 years before they get a little bit adjusted because at the end of the day, remember, prosecutors and judges just want a conviction. They're
Yep.
okay when you get it vacated, okay? Because they still have that conviction. So we need people out here, especially a representation of women of color. Not saying anything about any other race, but we just need more a representation of that to speak out loud because you do have other races that are really out there making a big difference as far as criminal reform. But we need more of a representation of us, whereas sometimes people don't know how to identify unless they have someone that looks like them and then have experienced what they've experienced.
Oh, great.
So you use your experience and, everything that happened with you, your story to help other women. I think you kind of answered this a little bit, but is that what
Okay.
drives you? And how do you also, like, how do you make the time? Because as we've talked about before, like we talked about the last one with Marvin Cotton, it's a transition, just transitioning back into the free world. But Marsha, you hit the ground running, honey. You came out guns a blazing, trying to help people.
Well, one of the things are when trauma happens to me, um, my first thought that I try to find peace is to keep somebody else from going through it. Um, I'm going through something now that was so traumatic to me because it was dealing with what I had gone through in prison, and then to come out and then face another traumatic issue. The best way that I found that I could deal with it is to go and help somebody else, because my thoughts are always, if I'm going through it, someone else is going through it. So what I do is to help ease uh, my trauma and my stress, is to find a way to create resources to help other people. And sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming because, Brooke, as you know, I never want to be to a point that someone can't get in contact with me, um, because I've experienced being able to not knowing the answer, but trying to find someone who could tell me the answer. So I hit the ground and got up and running because it's a million other people like me that are experiencing the same issue. You know, one of the main issues that I even realized that a lot of women were experiencing when I was released was actually establishing relationships with their children and being able to obtain custody and other additional things. You think you're the only one going through, you find somebody else say, hey, I'm going through the same thing and I don't know what to do. So with that, I feel like we can find strength with each other, being able to say, "Hey, this is what you need to do," and then for someone, a woman, or even men that's coming in saying, "Hey, these are your options on what you can do to keep from going through what I'm going through." But there have been times I went through mental health counseling for 1 year to deal with to help me to transition to society. A lot of people don't seek mental health counseling, but I did, and I stayed in it a year, and it was very beneficial to helping me to actually to adapt. I actually think that counseling is what helped me to was very pivotal to my transition. To be honest with you, and then two, some people that have gone in prison, which I can speak for myself, but I still have some of my same ways from prison. Okay, like walking, meditation, and prayer and reading. And then I still spend a lot of alone time with myself. That actually helped me. But my counselor was like, what worked for you in prison? So I was able to combine those two to kind of help me to transition and to get up and running. Because when I got out of prison, my first thought wasn't getting out to start advocating right off. I wanted to get out, be a mom, transition, see what the world was like, because the world has changed. And my first day, I was already getting calls. Well, sis, you know, in prison you used to go to, this is what we need. You always know the answer. And in my mind, I'm like, why everybody think I know the answer? So as a result, that's what pushed me to even get back started, because people was like, you use our voice when you was incarcerated. Because let me tell you, I don't, I think that I'm just a regular person. And people always say, "Oh, I'm so glad to meet you." I've heard. I think even when Tamara reached out to me, I just feel like I'm a regular person, and I do things from my heart. So even when you reached out, Brooke, you was like, "I know all the things that you do behind the scenes," because I just do it because that's what my heart and my passion. But when you do things from your heart and your passion, God still allows a way for people to open up their hearts to be an assistance, because I never really post a lot of things that I do, and I don't because, for one, the seriousness of it, and then time. Try not to waste my time if I don't have to until I get a resolution. But you know, my passion is just to help people. That's something in me, and I see even my daughter. She's 7, and she's starting to even. She's a very compassionate person, just like me. So that's how I got off and running.
And we saw a beautiful picture of her in that
Thank
video.
you. She's the only one child,
Totally.
and she
She
was a
Wow.
looks like her
miracle.
mom. She looks
Yeah,
just
she
like
was a miracle
Marsha.
child. They
That's
told me that
amazing.
I couldn't have children when I was in my 20s.
Hmm.
And I'll never forget, because Obama was in office. I had moved to Georgia, and I was working for Verizon. And this guy walked by, and he told me, he said, God was going to bless me to have a child. This was 2010. I said, God's gonna bless you to have a child. She's gonna be a girl. Oh God, I want a boy. It's like girls talking. And 2014, I was at work, got sick, and I found out I was pregnant. So I was like, that was just a blessing. And my baby has been like, she's just a really, really, really big blessing. And she understands a lot of things. She understands that I went to prison. She understands why. She understands the current events. She understands a lot of things. So I also try to live my life to make sure that I can be an example to her, because she's watching. And it
Definitely.
bothers me a lot because I've only been to prison once. That she always tells me, don't go back to prison. So I think about other mothers that have children, that have that fear of that separation again.
And I know it was just a TV show, but I have been binge watching Empire again. And the first time I originally watched it, I was not doing any of this work. So it had such a different meaning. And I actually thought about you, Marcia, when I was watching the first season. And it really was, because it's so true. Like, it's like people really go through those things that they were showing on
They
there,
do.
that the fictional character Cookie went through. That's real. That really happens to real people.
I joke around and call myself Cookie Lion sometimes. When I put my fur coat and my red lipstick, my MAC
Okay.
lipstick on, I
Okay.
joke around and say I'm cook that, I'm just like Cookie Lion. But she did more time than me. She did 17 years. So, but the emotions that she talk about, the separation from her children. Let me tell you something. Those are all true stories. You do have women that come to prison for the men, take the charge, actually stand 10 toes tight, never ever tell what really happened, and then go home and that man has moved on. And I think that's also another issue that a lot of people never address, the reuniting the family. It's not so much as with our children, it's so much as with sometimes our parents and siblings. You've been gone for so long, and when you're in prison, you kind of develop your own identity. Either you're going to develop your own identity, or you're going to be a follower, a gopher. You're going to go for anything and follow anybody to get along. So when you come out, if you develop your own identity, when you come out, you're so used to that. Even if you've done 6 months, okay, you don't have to go and do a long term, but you've just programmed yourself to help yourself to adapt. What I'm also saying is that you come home and you're not able to really transition back to the family life that you know. So family think that, okay, you're different. That we no longer respect or acknowledge that they were there for us. And it's just that we're just trying to find our way back into society, because you have people that are very important people in prison, okay? Because prison is a controlled environment. Then you come back out, you're just a little fish in a big pond. So you're trying to find your way all over again. And that takes time and patience. And I think that, some type of counseling or something should be done to kind of help people that's on the outside waiting on their loved ones to come home. Even with marriages, people that's waiting on their husband or their boyfriend and have held it down. Sometimes they come on, like I get women to call me and say, "Oh, he was just using me." I used to say him, I said, "Look, baby girl, let me tell you something. In prison, trust me, he needed that money." I said, "But at the end of the day, you kind of take on the role as the head of the household and the leader. So he may not come out and be everything that you want at the very beginning. That's when patience and understanding and getting to know each other all over again has to take place. So that way you won't see so many people falling out with family, have families actually calling, POs and all that, because they want them to move, but it's not that easy just to get up and move and say, "Hey, I want to move to another place." That's a whole process. And that can be a violation, and you can end up transitioning back to prison because of that. And some families don't understand that, and they want to take it back. Well, I take
Yeah.
it back. I didn't think all that was going to happen, but it does
Right.
happen. And that's why something needs to take place for families to reunite in a way that's healthy for all the parties.
Right.
And I just had one other question for you. So, a lot of people talk really bad about the First Step Act. You talk about it in a whole different way. So, can you explain the good parts of the First Step Act?
Yes, I was just talking to a young lady yesterday whose husband is incarcerated. A lot of people think that the first step didn't do a lot. It did a whole lot. It opened a, if it wasn't for the First Step Act, I wouldn't be here. But the First Step Act actually opened the door, first of all, for those that may have had a law to change during incarceration. The compassion release. The compassion release is not just about someone being like you have to be sick. The compassion release is whatever you can prove is extraordinary and compelling. Okay, that can include doing 20 years today for a crime. Probably today you would only have to do 10. Okay, and the judges have the discretion, which they have done, to release people. That's why you've seen such big loads of releases lately. Because, for example, with the 924C, which is a gun offense, okay, you had a lot of people that they used to do what you call stacking. The first one 5, the next one 10. And I'm not talking about 5 years plus then 10. No, 5 plus 10. So you have 15. Then the next one 20. You already up at 40. So you had people
Right.
doing 100 so years. Now the First Step Act has given them the opportunity to go back to court and say, hey, if I was sentenced today, I wouldn't have gotten that much time. So that's a big sentencing disparity. All right. People are getting out. It's the same thing as the crack cocaine. Okay. Not only that, with the pandemic, um, you can still file compassion releases right now because you can get a compassion release if where you're housed, the prison conditions are not safe and they can't give you adequate medical care. The compassion release opens that door so people that had no hope have hope now. Even with the First Step Act that people were waiting to get the 1 year credit, that was really effective back in 2018, but the BOP was so slow in implementing it that the Department of Justice kind of chimed in and said, look, since y'all won't do it, we'll do it. That's why you saw a whole flow of people saying, my loved one is out, and people in halfway house under the CARES Act, they received that credit and was able to go to supervised release. So here it is,
Mm.
2022, and we're still benefiting from that law. Okay. And now people can even still file compassion releases now. Okay. You can use, if you've been rehabilitated, whatever, make your argument to the court and you can file it as many times as you want. There's not a limit. Okay. People don't understand
Right.
that. So the compassionate release, I think it was groundbreaking. And a lot of people have a lot of things to say about Trump, but it's, I heard Kodak Black say it the other day. Trump did a lot of things, and don't get me wrong, I love Obama. Got a picture of him in my house, but unfortunately, he did a lot of things that Obama was afraid to do. And
Right.
Trump just had, he kind of has a mentality of most people that's incarcerated, that he's not concerned about what the majority think or who thinks is right. He looks at benefits. If it is it beneficial? Yes. Because if you go back and look at a lot of things he said, he talked about Biden and the laws that he passed that actually incarcerated black people at a high rate. Unfortunately, Trump might have done some things wrong, but he did right in that, and that mostly affected African Americans and people and Latinos. That's just the facts. I mean, it affected all races, but it majority affected us. Okay,
Right.
because I would still be out, and even if I hadn't gotten out under the Compassion Release or CARES Act, I would have gotten out January of this year, which would have still been an early release if the pandemic hadn't happened. So that's a win-win. You get what I'm saying? You just have to take time to, I tell anybody that's in prison, you just have to take time to actually go in and these laws that affect you. Read the fine language. Because one thing about the compassion release that a lot of people don't notice, most people that have 924Cs or have drug offenses, when they file their compassion release, the first thing the judge says is, no, you're a danger to society. But if you read the statute, what Congress put in and say, hey, if you feel this person is a danger to society, guess what? They can give them alternative sentencing. they'll still be serving their sentence on the ankle monitoring. That's another form of imprisonment. So that was a whole still another way out. Before that, you only had BOP policy. BOP policy has always allowed them to release someone as long as you had 1 year. Okay, the CARES Act, all that did was expand that 1 year. But the compassionate release and the First Step Act, you have people now that's on home confinement and federal ankle monitoring for 4 or 5 years. We didn't have that at first. So it was a big step. So I just admonish anybody that's incarcerated or that has someone incarcerated to, when the law passed, don't just be quick to say, oh, it didn't help him. Go in and read the fine print, because 9 times out of 10, you can find something in that language and read what Congress actually intended it to be. Because whatever Congress intended that statute to actually do, you can argue that and say, hey, Congress intended this to help me. You know, you no longer have to be terminal to get out of prison. If you can't take care of me, then Congress has said, let me out. Let me tell you something. The district court just
gonna bring you back on.
That
we're gonna bring her back on.
Oh, okay.
If there's 4 things though, because you touched on a lot of things. You touched on a lot of things just now. I'm sitting here taking notes as you're talking. Because we dealing with a lot of state
with the
things.
First Step Act, I can go on. So I apologize.
Hey, I love it. We often talk about mental health, and when you said that, you skipped right on over, but I had to write that down. Those 4 things: the walking, meditation, prayer, and reading. You know, that's something that everybody can apply to their life. So we deal with a lot of state issues. Right. So the federal side of it, I'm always like, what's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Exactly.
Dynamic work. It's awesome. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
It's definitely a pleasure. Thank you, Brooke, for bringing Marsha on. We really appreciate that.
This call is originating from
of course, always.
Right. And
we always have visitors.
Right.
But
I wanted to jump to our next guest. I'm excited to see you.
Yes.
Kind of where we got our start at. Definitely where we got our start at as far as this platform. So we have Marie Kennedy Dillingham joining us.
Oh, hey.
Nice to see you. I'm gonna just read your bio real quick. Just let everybody know who you are.
Okay.
You're the owner operator of No Static Radio LLC and Decisive Media, which is well known as the voice of the revolution. It's through this platform, her platform, that many in the community's voice is heard. Her shows vary, yet all focus is bringing awareness to the issues facing the Black community. You're a 3-time Emmy winner, Golden Globe winner. You've worked for WKYC Channel 3, WOIO Channel 19 as the editor, camera operator, and utility worker for the Cleveland Browns and Cavaliers. Previously worked as a production assistant and writing assistant for Trevor Noah and The Daily Show, which I love him. I do. I watched his stand up and everything. He's amazing to me. He just gives you the real with some comedy.
Yes.
So that's amazing. We got our start there in your studio. So we are definitely grateful and happy to be joined by you today.
Thank you. I feel odd, y'all. I'm so used to being on the other side.
In the background.
Yes.
I think we all have that in common. We like to play the background, but you know, sometimes you got to put the spotlight on the people who out here moving and shaking, and it's usually always women.
Yeah. Definitely.
When the men get involved, it might go a little stronger, but we're gonna put that idea out there and get the ball rolling.
Right.
It's so amazing.
I do too. Thank y'all so much for having me, though. Thank you so much.
Problem.
Yeah.
So, how did you get your start, Marie?
Let me tell you, I was a little girl, honestly. Like, my grandmother used to clean out the Channel 5 studios. She was one of the custodians at the Channel 5 studios, and Dorothy Fullheim her and Dorothy Fullheim were cool. I'm telling my age. Her and Dorothy Fullheim were cool, and Dorothy, you know, when I used to go with my grandmother at nights and stuff, Dorothy would be reading her scripts or going through all her stuff for the show the next day because she lived there. And that's where I got that part from. I live here in the studios, and when I went to school, I lived, and they told me intern hours, you can get them in school anywhere else. And I lived in the school, they say you're going to end up paying rent here, that part. I got that from Dorothy Fullheim. You know, she would have me sit next to her and read scripts. She would make me correct stuff. You know, she was testing my knowledge, you know, making me feel like I was helping her. But, you know, so that's where it all started. Like, I love sitting behind the news desk and stuff. I loved every part of it, the cameras, all of that stuff. So that's where it really started. That's where it really started. You know, she was a big influence. Of course, my grandmother was a part of the influence, just taking me there. But, you know, Dorothy was a big influence, having me sit with her, read stuff to her, you know, just some of everything. You know, she would ask me questions. She would show me a lot of stuff. She showed me more. I'll tell you what, outside of going to school, she showed me more than what anybody could show me in the studio. And that's the truth. You know, like she would walk me around and stuff. You know, we would have the little lasty cookies with the raspberry stuff.
My favorite archway cookies. Woo! Yes, I'm showing my age now.
Yeah, and she would walk me around the studio. Back then, the Academic Challenge studio was up and everything. So, you know, we'd be in there eating and stuff because she didn't like to eat at her desk or anything. And so, yeah, that's where I got started.
That's amazing.
And then, of course, I grew up around radio too because my family drag races and WDMT 108.1, you know, used to be my dad's car sponsor. So, you know, between that and, oh, yeah, that's where it started. That's where it originally started.
I like that. That's good.
I love it, T.
Yeah, dynamic.
Yeah.
We learned a lot though. We learned a lot in this year when we're just talking about advocating and the law, everything that we're, you know, prison system, everything.
Yeah.
Just even this platform, to have this platform.
Right.
We learned a lot.
Did you see the video?
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
You saw the video?
Nope, I didn't see the video.
I'm gonna play the video so you can see your work.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let me play that video because this is what you taught us.
Oh,
so
behind the scenes.
The
whiz.
We used to be sitting there like, how she do that?
Wow.
We got to call her, right?
That's dope, y'all. That's dope. You know, I
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm so used to putting it together. That was so cool. That was so cool. Oh my goodness. You know, I know other people can do what I do. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that was so dope. Thank y'all so much.
You're welcome. You deserve it.
We're dope. You know, I learned a lot from y'all too, though. You know, because you know, out of all the shows that we've, you know, had to come through here, like nothing like what you guys talk about. And it's so necessary and needed. There's so many people out there that don't think that, you know, this type of stuff goes on in their lives, that it affects people the way it does. You know, you guys are really the voice for everything about prison reform, you know, everything. So I really appreciate you guys bringing the platform, you know, to the station, you know, and bringing awareness to it all, you know, for everybody, not just women, but for men too. You know, there's so many stories out there of wrongful imprisonment, true stories of wrongful imprisonment.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, you know, I just want to thank you guys too.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you for giving us a platform because we'll be outside screaming just the two of us at the state house and everywhere, at the
Who is
prisons,
up in the
everywhere.
State House?
We
Yeah.
pulling up on the yard like, hey,
Pulling up on them.
you gave us a
Open
platform.
the
And,
door.
yeah, open it, let them out. Hey,
Let
let
them
them out.
out.
It's
Right.
COVID in there. This
Let
dude
my
got
people
4
go.
days left, and y'all won't let him out.
Right. Right. Right.
Um,
Though. Right.
I have no idea what we've been through.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're
Yeah.
both kind of behind the scene people. So she says all the time, this isn't her comfort zone, but she does very well.
I
She
know,
does
right?
very well with this.
It's because she makes me. Y'all don't believe her. She makes
Yeah.
me.
Very well.
Yeah.
Very
Precious
well.
Yeah, well,
me.
you guys are a great team, though. But you saw that, you kind of see that when you guys walk through the door, So just keep it up,
Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
It's a lot of work to do though. It's a lot of work. It's a lot
Always,
of work. Yeah.
always.
It's
You
worth
know
it.
what? I don't think that people realize how tiresome it is afterwards
Oh yeah.
when you're giving out that energy.
And then we have families, yeah. And then we have families,
That's right.
a lot.
From an
It's a lot.
Ohio correctional
I
facility.
think about it though. So I've been doing hair for almost 20 years now.
Okay.
And I love it. It's just not work to me. I absolutely love it. But advocating COVID, my son is locked up. I talk about that all the time. And just knowing that COVID was going to get him, like the
Yeah.
movie Taken, like it's nothing I can do.
Right.
I know that for Ohio, it's the social distancing. Well, it's everywhere, but that was like our theme. Let's all work together.
Mm-hmm.
But you got, to know that you have these prisons and you have 250 people in one room.
Yeah.
They don't have access to proper sanitation, anything, soap, anything. They got an ice bucket that just my mind. It's like
Yeah.
gotta advocate. So I'm just so thankful that we get T's phone blows up all day long. We're talking to people all day long that are thanking us, and we just behind the scenes trying to put pieces together.
Right.
But even coming on your station, we were able to meet so many people to work with. And it builds and builds and builds and builds until we figure this out.
Yeah,
We're talking to prisoners all day. I'm like, we're gonna figure this out.
We gonna figure it out. And we still figuring it out.
We'll all be on BET Black Girls Rock one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to come with us. If we go,
Yeah, we're gonna all be there together.
Well, we're going with her.
we go with her. We take everybody everywhere we go. So
Okay.
we go with her. Because we believe
I'm
in a
with
collective. It's about unity for us. It's not about just one person. It's about, and we always say this: we don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already been created. All we have to do is get on and ride it. Let's roll.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's roll.
That's right. Because you know what I think a lot of people don't realize is that for as many people out there that probably you think are doing the same thing as you, like nobody does it like you.
Marsha,
like each person has something different to offer, a unique something, and for our culture, I think our downfall is it's out the way. Our downfall is thinking that there's not enough room.
I just had that conversation today for everybody. It's more than enough. It's more than enough room for me to help you do the same thing I'm doing, and that's both be successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know Marsha was talking about coming on the show. So Marsha, meet Marie. Meet Marsha.
Hey Marie, it's so nice to meet you.
Meet you too.
I got to say, you guys are doing an awesome job. I found out about you all's organization last week, and let me tell you, Teresa, I might pronounce your name wrong. Tamara, did I say it right? You guys are up and running. Y'all up and running, doing a lot of positive things, because when I deal with different people, I like to see exactly, the works, because a lot of people talking, but you all walk it as well. And then the humility, like talking to Tamara. Okay, Tamara. I don't even realize she was giving so much information. I talked to her. She was like, "Oh, you can talk to this person. This person does that." And it's kind of like you were saying, there's so many people that don't want to give you the information. And I'm just like, we're advocating. Listen, it's nothing that can be exclusive, because it's a lot of work, and it takes more than one person to do the work.
Absolutely.
But I know, just talking to her, she was giving so much vital information, because she actually mentioned your radio station, everything. She was like, this is a good radio station. She went over every. She was like marketing because she goes through everything. Like this is what you can do. This is where we started. Yeah. And I was just blown because I'm like, she don't even know me. And she's giving so much information that she does not have to give. So that's to me is a plus. It's about, like you said, Teresa, working together and getting it done. Because I'm like you all, I like to be a background person, but I don't know why Brooke had me talk about the first step at. Because listen, hey, I want everybody to get some relief.
Yeah, is that just for federal? Is that federal and state? It's just federal.
It's for federal, but nevertheless, if you understand the First Step Act, I think it can give state advocates something to push on the state level because everybody should have it. But let me tell you a secret about that.
I love one is actually.
If it's a federal state,
I probably
yes,
he
whatever law that the feds have, the state has it as well. The 60B, which is what the First Step Act was, that's kind of like the foundation. Extraordinary compelling circumstances. You can look it up. Federal Civil Procedure 60B6.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell y'all this secret, and most real good jailhouse lawyers know. It's actually certain federal laws that does apply to state that has no statute of limitations, okay? Or you can establish your own statute of limitation. This is when I was aware of it. So therefore, when I was aware of it, that's when I was able to file. That's what a 60B. I say that to say, if a state is a federal state, you know how some states, some people like this is a strict state because it's a federal state. If it's a federal civil procedure, then they have the same similar procedure. You just have to find the number, okay? And you can just type in simple things like in quotes, void of judgment, because void of judgments has no statute of limitation at all. It is available in the state. It's just about finding that actual statute number because I found out the Commonwealth has it, all right? But you just have to find it, and it's civil. It's not criminal. It's a civil procedure. But when you, after trial, mostly everything that you file is based on civil procedure. And a lot of people don't know that. And that's why you have so many people that's in prison that has really good grounds to be released, but they just don't know what type of relief to actually seek. So that's where you start, okay?
Thank you.
You just put in those little keywords, void of judgment, quote, extraordinary compelling circumstances. It's available.
Extraordinary circumstances.
Extraordinary compelling circumstances.
Compelling.
See, compelling. Yeah, Judge Gleason started that, which has always been civil, but Judge Gleason's tried to push. He was actually one of the first judges in New York that gave Holloway his first relief, because I remember finding it and I tried to use it, and then they passed the First Step Act, but he had the 924Cs. So Judge Gleason got the prosecutor to throw out some of the 924Cs. So look up Holloway Doctrine. Okay. That's where people start really understanding extraordinary and compelling circumstances. Okay. And how to push it. And some of the guys in the federal prison, they were getting relief. But other states, like southern states, 6th District, Tennessee, 4th, North Carolina, they don't want to give it to us. So they had to pass the law. Because they've been doing it. But now it's a law to do it. So it's available on the state level.
So we got about 2 or 3 more weeks, because we schedule ahead a week, like a couple weeks ahead.
Okay.
So we're bringing you back on.
Yeah, because you got all kind of nuggets.
Yeah, the golden nuggets.
I can sit up here and listen. Antonin Scalia, he's one of the best Supreme Court, God rest his soul. He didn't really like Black people that much. But let me tell you something. I read his books because he was the Supreme Court. And I sit up and read stuff like that. I did it now. I just ordered one of his book called The Faith. Okay. And it helps you understand a lot of what was going on when they actually made decisions. Even his book, The Interpretation. That's why people more or less, when they talk to me, they like, how you know all that? I said, because he He's the one that explained to me. You have to know the interpretation of the statute. What did Congress meant? So the Supreme Court is not the one that create laws. They enforce it. All right.
Period.
Just like the mob. They're just the enforcer.
Yep. Yep.
Thank you. Well, Marie, I
Yeah.
want to get back to Marie real fast. So what's going on? What's going on with your programming? And you got anything special? I know I just saw you at the what was it called? All Star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
So we started out this past Sunday, with the at Tower City. I didn't have anything to do with the Black Friday event, but they wanted to bring us in the station and to come, take a look at everything. Of course, to try out stuff, and of course, a chance for photo ops. And then the same thing on Thursday. We were invited to, the private opening of the NBA crossover event.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was super dope.
Wow.
Legend.
That's dope.
Allen Iverson, Sean Kemp, Sean Marion, tons
Wow.
of people. Yeah, Charles Barkley. It was his birthday too. So, his birthday, we got to jump off, started early.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so good time, wonderful experience being a part of it all and stuff. And then, I got programming going on right now. We got we got the blind man going on right now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's out there in the next room. So but we got the Piston Power Autorama coming up. Everybody, it's gonna be at the IX Center as you know.
What date?
April 1st through the 3rd. Yeah, normally it's in March around Passions Day, but they had to move it around because of COVID and stuff. Of course, because of COVID, we haven't had it the past 2 years. And then they thought they were selling the IX Center. And of course, that's all changed up now. So we're back in the building and stuff. And, No Static Radio will be center stage again, along with all our show hosts. We have all the show hosts there Friday through Sunday, during their shows and just out reaching the people, just having a good time, enjoying ourselves, enjoying all those little fancy cars. I grew up driving, so that's what it's about,
Wow, that's oh my God. So y'all, No Static Radio, the voice of the revolution is in our in our house.
Yeah, and
I'm all giddy and excited.
And how can I forget?
Amazing.
So next week I'll be in Orlando, Florida. I'm doing some voiceovers for ESPN radio, stuff like that. And part of vacation, I'm gonna have a good time while I'm there.
Okay.
Family there.
Yes.
Have a good time. Yeah.
Business and pleasure.
Yeah. Plus, I ain't been on a vacation in years.
You need it. You deserve it. For real.
See that?
There go somebody's phone ringing. I don't know.
See, that's the family trying to that's the family trying to interrupt right now.
There you go. We appreciate you so much. So
all up in the mix, interrupting my shows and
stuff.
They
all up in your Kool-Aid.
Sorry about that.
No, you fine.
Yeah, but I'm just working to grow the station. I want to be in that number. There's not a lot of us when it comes to broadcast journalism on any platform. And that's not fair to us. That's not fair that somebody else that doesn't know us, that doesn't know us as a people, that doesn't know our struggles, that doesn't know everything we did to work for where we're at. To tell our stories.
Right.
Coming in our neighborhoods and stuff like that, trying to tell our story. They don't know nothing about us. They don't even get the streets of the neighborhoods right. It's pure insult and disrespectful, and I want to be a part of taking it over. I'm trying to Kathy Hughes. This is Kathy Hughes out there and a couple other people. I just want to be in that number. What I'm saying? I want to be able to, platform, people like you guys, be able to tell your stories, reach people that don't think that there are other people out there that are going through what they're going through. That's important. That's important.
Well,
that's important. So
thank you so much.
Hold on a second, y'all.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on with my sound.
It's okay.
See, my husband interrupted. Okay. My husband interrupted. He got my stuff messed up.
It's okay. We appreciate you. Anytime you want to come, please come.
Hold on a second.
And we're gonna come and bother you.
Right.
We are. I know her thing is messing up. Rob Ben is in the house. Robin Turner's in the house.
Hey family, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Sorry,
Hey,
I was
Robin. How
I
you
was in class actually, and I got off and you reminded me, so I'm so
Oh,
apologetic about
No worries.
just not being able to be
yeah, you're
here.
fine.
How you ladies are doing? Hey, Teresa.
No worries at all. No worries. But before I get to you, Robin, I just want to say thank you to Marie. Thank you so much. I know you are a busy, extremely busy woman, just like Robin.
Yeah. Thank
All of us.
thank
All of us.
I appreciate all of y'all for coming on. Thank you. Hello, lady. Anytime.
thank you so much. Look, I appreciate you guys, the honor and the privilege for you guys,
I'm gonna send you that
to be with
video
you
too.
guys. Okay, yes, please do. And look, I'm gonna get out of here, you guys. I'm gonna finish the show, and then I still got a parent teacher conference I gotta go to.
Okay.
Never ends.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, but thank y'all so much. It's an absolute honor and privilege to be here with you guys.
It's an honor for us.
Thank you so much. And like you guys are no strangers to No Static Radio. So, whenever.
We'll be back.
Yes, absolutely. We here. We here. Girl,
Okay.
2 fingers and a flower. Girl power.
Hey, you got it. Peace.
All right,
Peace.
y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Okay.
Peace.
Robin, how you doing today? Can you
I'm
hear?
I'm okay. I can hear.
Okay. I know you were in school. You didn't get a chance to see.
I didn't see. Tamara, you know what? You know
I know
what?
you.
Be
It's all
good,
good.
Tamara.
Everybody,
What?
like Teresa did, Marie, we're going to do you right now. Robin,
Yes.
she's an educator, she's an organizer, and a humanitarian. In her leadership role, she exhibits her commitment to racial equity, equality, engaging directly impacted individuals, and demonstrating cultural proficiency. Robin's strategic planning work has a focus on social equity and social justice movements. She works locally, statewide, and nationally to empower and mobilize leaders to create the change they want to see. She is passionate about building personal and professional connections with like minded individuals while leveraging networks. Social justice organizer. Robin,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Tam.
You're very welcome.
How you doing, Miss King?
Your her volume is off.
Yeah, I can't hear.
There she goes. Yep.
Sorry. I heard a lot of good things about you, Tamara. It's nice to finally meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So Tamara, so thank you for that introduction. You're so kind. One thing I do want to talk about while I'm here, I don't think me and you got an opportunity to talk since the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
I've been and I can't just say me because it's not just me. I know I talked to you about going in DCI, so I'm going back tomorrow. Okay, I'm going back. I'm a moderator for the movie called The Honest Struggle with a gentleman I want to say out of Chicago came home. So they want me to moderate that with a group of Muslim women. Also with that, they asked me to become a part of a statewide initiative where it just wouldn't be me through an organization called Unique, UNIK, to help go inside prisons, teach the cognitive behavioral therapy framework, and also help build out a certain part of Dayton.
Yeah.
So they kind of proposed to me, have you ever thought about relocating? I said, oh, what's the hook? Like, what's the hook? They're like, well, we got this, and we know that you. So, I'm gonna begin to rely on BAM. You know what I'm saying, in regards to some other things. I was proposed yesterday with a space off of Rocky River Drive in regards to where things can actually go. Or people can actually come. It's a really nice space with some offices and some stuff. It's really nice. So I was proposed with that. So, now it's just about doing the work. I know you and I, Tamara, are mentors for Judge Jones. I think you and I and another individual is the only person who haven't got a mentee, but That's starting to roll. It's a couple of gentlemen that got released from Cuyahoga County Jail that I've assigned them in regards to their first mentor, slash mentee. So things is just rolling. So again, I'm gonna really be relying heavy on Bam in regards to kind of hashing some things out, because once the ball get rolling, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to contain it just on my own, because it's just
Right.
different things coming to me from from everywhere. I was invited. I don't know if you anyone on the call is familiar with the Equal Justice Conference that's coming up in May. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
So I'm actually going, and because I sit on the board with legal aid, they paid for it.
Really?
They paid for it because I sit on their board, and just just being able to to give that. So definitely something to look into. So it's just a lot of different things going on, very positively, very positively. And I really don't have any room to complain. I don't.
It ain't gonna help anyway.
So
Right.
like, oh, y'all
You
the
know,
only ones that care. Y'all the only ones that care. Y'all the
we
We
only
love
care. You got a lot
y'all
going on.
yeah, you
yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah.
We
So
love
So,
you.
in the
same
midst of me
grace.
finishing up my master's in education, I got like 3 more classes. And my dream was always to go back inside prison and teach others, what I'm
Yes.
saying, the way. Kind of like, just to for them to change their thinking. So I'm just about there. So, just a lot of positive things going on where I can actually have some input and interject, in some other different circles that can have a potential to take us nationally and then maybe globally.
Thank
Always think
you.
about global. I
Yes,
never think about
absolutely.
state. I never think about state. I
Right.
think about, nationwide, but also think about global, because
Mhm.
they need help globally too, and how can we touch those people?
Right.
I agree. Thank you, Robin.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Powerful. That's what it is.
So,
I'm sitting here
Robin,
taking notes
Marcia
on
is
everybody today.
Marcia she's kind of doing what you're doing at the federal level. But she
That's
just kind
wonderful.
of was released just a couple years ago.
Well, that's wonderful.
And she hit the ground running.
Oh, that's
And,
wonderful.
I was telling her, of course, about you,
Hmm.
about you, because you know
Hmm.
me.
Hmm. Hmm.
I like to connect people that,
Use me, no, no, use me. When you
yeah,
feel
you
like
know
I'm
me.
being misused, and you stop
So,
on camera, but use me.
oh, you know,
Use me to take us
yeah,
to a different platform. Just because you
Marcia,
haven't been impacted in a way that I may have, and I can always speak my truth, honestly, unapologetically, and just straight
yes,
to the point. You know what
yes,
I'm saying? So you always have a place in the space, even though your walk is not my walk. You still have a passion in regards to that, because a lot of times people get sidetracked saying, "Oh, because I haven't been there." No, oh no, 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 no. You have a stake in this too. My stake is just a
Hmm.
little bit more personal in regards to the
Right.
things that I've seen and the things that I know that I still don't speak about.
Right.
ooh, we say
That,
that.
That's
that,
heavy.
There it is. I'm gonna drink this water on that.
You gonna sip your tea?
yes. Man.
I'm gonna sip my tea.
So, Marsha, if there's any way that we can help assist you and we can assist each other, please feel free, uh, you know, um, to do so. If it's a project that you need assistance with, and maybe we can help on or assist, please feel free.
Jump on in.
Absolutely. I definitely need you all's assistance. I heard Teresa say she was fighting the issue with her son dealing with COVID. And I don't know if you all are aware, but there's been a big, huge outbreak of COVID in the federal prisons. And we've had a large number of deaths that has been sweeping under the rug. So we're trying
Yeah.
to start pushing judges that are denying compassion releases when the standards have been met. We're trying to start campaigning with the women to push the judges to grant the compassionate releases appropriate under the law, instead of having them wait all the way to appeal because they're dying while they're waiting.
Right.
Okay. So let me know, let Teresa let us know how we can be of assistance, a voice, in regards to that. I
Absolutely.
know in November, and I wasn't locked up, but I wasn't locked up. I've been home since 2008, but I got COVID in November, and I didn't know whether I was gonna make it. I was so sick,
Yes,
and
Wow.
I was here in what they call America.
yes.
I was here in
Wow.
what they call America. I passed out on the side of my toilet. My husband they had to rush me out to the hospital. I didn't know, I was scared to go to sleep. and I was scared to lay down. So you imagine being scared to lay down and scared to go to sleep.
Yes.
Yes.
I barely
tell
got
him
any
because they're
rest.
gonna put
He
you in
didn't
a
get no
hole.
rest because he was watching me, making sure I was still breathing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so I know if what I go through out here, and when I went to the hospital and they say, "Oh, it's now we can give you just drink plenty of water and drink plenty of Gatorade and get you some extra strength Tylenol, Miss Turner, for the headaches and the I said, well, damn,
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. I said, damn. So I know what how they're being treated on the inside, and I'm out here and they telling me, well, there's nothing that we can do. You got to run this course. Got to run this course.
I commend both of you all though, because we haven't been on the inside, but I talked to a lot of people who have, and it's always, can you imagine being in there during COVID? Can you even imagine doing that kind of time? Like, and especially people who may have done, tons of years, and they
Teresa,
on the last couple months, and here comes COVID.
I was locked up when Hurricane Katrina hit. Right? It was devastating. And the unit I was in, they used to call the unit I was in, Teresa, the people under the stairs, because you go downstairs to this particular dorm. It was like a dungeon, and they called us the people under the stairs. And I mean, when I say it flooded, I'm like, where's all this coming from? And then you watching the TV and you seeing the devastation. You seeing the devastation all throughout Louisiana. You see them people lives is being turned upside down. That was so scary for me. I'm like, I'm calling home, like, what is the weather like there? What is going on? I have a friend, a personal friend, who did 33 years. She did so much time in the state and so much time federally. Her name is Miss Denise Coleman. She out of New Orleans. Her husband died in Hurricane Katrina. She said because during Hurricane Katrina, they get hurricanes all the time, and they tell them to leave and they never leave. He didn't leave. He was in a wheelchair, and he didn't leave and he drowned.
Wow.
That's devastating. She on the inside, So I hear stories all the time. Like, how could I don't know what I would have did, but I know where I was at when it hit, and I always remember that I was incarcerated. I'm like, well, I wonder what's going on in America, in the free world. I say all in the free world, because inside where I was at, that's a whole different world. That's a whole different country.
Whole different world. Politics, everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, politics, racism. They don't have a problem calling you. I mean, if they can get away with calling you a nigga and ain't nobody hear them, they're gonna call you a nigga.
It's right.
And ain't nobody here. You getting called a nigga, and you better not have nobody on the outside to fight for you.
And in the feds, you have the different TVs too. You got your black TV, your white TV, and your Hispanic TV.
Yep. So yeah, I remember, and you got to always remember, anytime pandemics and devastation hit, somebody make a whole lot of money. Somebody getting a whole lot of money off somebody's devastation.
We follow the money.
Yeah.
Off of somebody's devastation and pain, somebody making it.
Yeah.
They can say what they want to say. Somebody getting paid big off of somebody's devastation and pain. And that's how they've been doing this forever. Getting paid off our devastation and pain.
That's right.
I compared this though. I really compared COVID when we started arguing to the hurricanes and stuff, because you guys have they have emergency protocol. It's just not followed or cared about at all. Stuff happens all the time. We started off filing reprieves. So we was, breaking it down. The governor got clemency. He got the clemencies, pardons, and reprieves. Reprieves is, hey, this is going on right now. We're not saying that. We saying let them out and they can come back and finish their time under better circumstances. Just nothing was happening on Ohio's level.
I'm gonna do it.
So, and we followed that also. We had when you were talking about on the federal level, how many deaths from COVID? Oh, families are being notified that their loved ones have passed. It's been awful. The story we had a story today. Our group, just today somebody had passed away, and they're trying to figure out what to do with the body. I mean, but they've been appealing compassionate release. The person is gone now. So it's we hear these stories all the time. Yeah. And I do that too. I follow, hey, what's going on in New York, what's going on in LA, because a lot of stuff in California, it starts there. Yeah. But with COVID, it kind of started in New York because it was just the international part of it. Yeah. So
okay.
Woo! We got some work to do, ladies.
I know. Very interesting.
Like we're just getting started again.
Yeah. Hey,
Miss
But
Robert, I know you ain't no joke.
no.
Miss Turner.
Miss Marsha, you give me the right platform, I'm going. And I know I'm protected.
Do
I
it.
can already tell everybody was looking for
Y'all
you
gonna be on the
in
side of me,
prison.
make
If
sure
something
nobody
happened, they
jump
were
on me.
Robert there.
Yeah, you know,
I
and
can
y'all
already
make sure
feel
anybody on the
it.
side of me trying to jump on me, I'm going.
Right.
Chinchilla, tomorrow. Yeah. Chinchilla, you gotta call me, baby. You gotta call me Chinchilla. You gotta call me, Miss Chinchilla.
You know she busy.
Yeah, Chinchilla, you gotta call me, baby. You gotta nail me down. Call me tomorrow. 216-258-1255, honey.
Just like
Between
that.
hours 11 and 7. Chinchilla, no, that sound like work, Chinchilla. You gotta call me.
Welcome to Robin Turner. And that's why we love her.
You know a lot of relationships that I don't know if I ever shared this with you, Tamara, but a lot of relationships that I have today.
Her doggone internet.
There's great relationships.
Oh, it's my internet.
I've got yeah, that's your internet, honey, because I'm talking. It's your internet.
A lot of your relationships,
Tamara, but I'm gonna keep the party going because you're frozen. So a lot of relationships that I have today is relationships that I've built based off of how can I put it? Based off of us maybe getting into it. Maybe us having some type of dissension. And once a person really realized like who I was and
have a seat,
that's just a part of my nature, that I'm really a gentle giant. There you go. Yeah, there you go, Tam. That I'm really a gentle giant. It made the relationship even more. Just because of my assertiveness come across sometime as aggression, which is rightful aggression. I got a right to be mad. I have a right to be angry. Period. If I'm angry, I'm always angry. That's rightful anger. So it will come across in a way where, because if I'm talking like this, hey everyone, today is such and such, no one hears me. Oh, nobody hears me. But when I get to talking like this, like I'm gonna turn this motherfucker, when I'm gonna turn up, everybody hears me. They listening. So how is it that I can't get your attention using my library voice, but when I get to going like this and throwing up gang signs and it's time to do this, everybody listening to me?
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Like I'm always misunderstood.
Inside voice.
No. I can capture the room. Well, what's up? What we doing? We're gonna burn it down. Come on, Tam. You riding? I'm riding.
Everything you said about Miss Turner is true. She's like, you gotta be true.
She knows.
Raw and uncut. Raw and uncut.
By itself, and it speaks volumes because anyone that has been incarcerated before, like, you will automatically gravitate to Miss Turner because you could already tell that's the leader right there. Okay, that's right. Okay, Robert, what we need to do? Do we walk up out of here or do we go back?
I'm like, hold tight, Marsha, hold tight. Because once I go up to the front and say anything, they locking us down. You gotta hold on. Hold on, Marsha. Let me go talk to the corporal first and see who they got on staff. Because the minute I go up here and say anything, we on our beds and everything for probably the next 3 days, and we have a brown paper bag. We might not eat. So, Marsha, just hold on. We're gonna try and do this peacefully. I don't know how it's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, here's my mother's phone number and her name. Anything jump off, this is the number you call. If they lock me up, if you think I'm wrong for being locked up and it's a pop off, call this number.
Right.
But just hold tight, Marsha. We ain't finna whoop nothing yet. Just hold tight.
It ain't time yet.
It ain't time yet. I'm gonna let you know when it's time. Let me go talk to the corporate because we got a pretty good relationship.
Right. I am so glad we do our time together.
You would have stayed in some stuff, Marsha. Would have stayed in something. They'd have separated us.
Quick.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh no. King and Turner can't be together. Put King.
Because I'm like, I'm ready when you ready. Say less.
Yeah. I'm like, what's up, King? What's up, King? You riding?
Hey,
like, I'm riding.
Tell y'all something.
Say less.
TNT,
say less.
Yeah. TNT is
say less.
Yeah, say less.
Oh Lord. I have enjoyed.
And I think that's why I'm so compassionate about this, though, because I realize it doesn't take much Like I all the time I say it could always be me. It could have always been me for real.
That's right.
It
By
don't take
accident on a lie. Always remember that, Teresa. By accident on a lie. The thing
On a
about
lie.
me is I did what I did, and I knew it was gonna be a time like they're gonna sit your ass down. I gotta just be ready to sit down. I gotta be ready to take that.
I say
But you can get
that.
messed up by accident on a lie by somebody he say she said. How you gonna lock me up on some he say she say?
Right.
Where's the evidence?
Right.
By accident on a lie. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's just like,
I like
okay,
the accident
all right.
on the lie.
I like that too. I like that too. But that mentality to be ready. If I can say something to the moms today that you don't know what to do with these kids, you got to be ready to sit down. You got to be ready to sit down about yours, because if you ain't gonna deal with them and you want us to, it's a problem. Because I'll sit down about yours.
You gotta be ready to rock that orange jumpsuit. You gotta be ready to rock that orange jumpsuit.
And guess what I'm gonna be doing in there?
Prevention versus intervention. Do you want to prevent it? Prevention versus intervention.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do? You want to prevent it now?
Don't come.
Hey, you either pay for it now, you pay for it later. I'd rather pay for mine now.
Yeah.
Prevention versus intervention.
That's right.
We got a lot of that though. When we talking about anything to do with kids, I don't care whether we talking about school, sports, whatever we talking about, it's the parents. It's that we got to do better as parents. We have to take your break, woosah, and beat the kids.
And you know what?
Beat the kids.
Beat them gently though. But the thing about that is,
we gotta
do better as black women.
In love.
We gotta
beat them in love.
Period.
Listen,
we gotta do better as black
gently.
women. Lift gently, beat them gently. We got to do better as black women. I don't want to look up next week and I'm indicted on some bullshit. She didn't say
in love.
Gently though, Teresa, gently.
Gently,
Teresa. So the thing about that is we have to do better as black women is holding one another up. Yeah, I've been in too many rooms where they tear each other down. I'm like, where am I at?
Yeah,
because I know in the penitentiary, I was down with some sisters that was down like 4 flats on a dump truck. I get out here to America. I'm like, where am I at?
Yeah, right.
They still hold you down on the streets.
Man, Marsha, they so threatened by what you got or what they think you got. I said, well, how?
Right.
You don't even know me. How you gonna spend my money for me?
Man,
How's
you?
How? You so threatened about me having a master's. I wanted to master something. See, because it ain't gonna match up when they pull that background check. Oh no, this ain't her. Y'all got the right one. I just changed my life. That's right.
Yes,
right.
That's that part.
You have to give it to me.
That part.
I've proven myself. I've shown up.
Yes.
That's right.
I've shown up.
Exactly.
I done leveled the playing field.
That's how you have to tell
y'all is crazy, y'all.
All us except you, huh? All us except you, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Prison is a whole new different world.
Prison. It's prison like that's why I tell people that have loved ones that's incarcerated. Sometimes people that have done time, we have an unspoken language where bam, you can say something and say, okay, yeah, she real. Okay, this is how she did her time. And there's that instant connection. So, Robin is like, that's big sis right there. That's auntie.
No, Marsha, no, I ain't auntie. I'm everybody in the family had an auntie that smoked work. I'm not the auntie. I'm your sister. Everybody has somebody in the family that, I'm your sister, Marsha.
The little 18 and 19-year-olds, that's what they used to call me. And then,
auntie?
The ladies my age, they'd be like, auntie, such. That, because they're young, so they be in prison having a good time. And they don't care. So it's kind of like, listen, what you doing is going to affect us. All right, auntie. Because one thing about me is I'm a mom and Isabella is my miracle child. So I was very, very leery about people calling me their mom, because you have prison moms. Nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong.
You do.
But I'd rather be auntie, than the mom, because I want to have the opportunity to be Isabella's mother. But I know if Robin was where I was, with the young people that we have, whether she liked it or not, they would have called her auntie. She would have been sis to me now.
We would have got them together, I promise you.
I would have got them together, but I would have understood. I would have understood. Just like Marcia broke it down to me, I'd have understood. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But back then, I don't understand about having no good time. But what I do know is, for me to be where I was at, I lived like a queen.
Yes.
Hands down. I lived like a queen. Not to take nothing. The only thing I was missing was my family. But that's what the penal system is
Yes.
instructing you to do, to pull you away from everybody that you love. I live like a queen. I live like a queen. I educated myself. I didn't do time. They did time for me.
Yes.
Right.
Because I learned everything I could.
Yeah.
So now when I go back in, they're like, you come to work for us? I'm like, no, still political. No, you know, I'm pretty non-traditional. You know, I still suffer from different things. And no. I just, as long as I can come and be a contractor or something and go, you know, no. But no. Mm-mm. But I live like a queen, and it was all respect. It was all respect. But yeah, they wouldn't have put us together. They wouldn't have put us together, Marsha. They'd have separated us.
So look, we got to make sure y'all get each other's information and everything exchanged, and really get to know one another. Thank you.
What state you live in, Marsha?
I'm in Virginia. I'm in
Oh,
Richmond.
I thought about moving to the DMV.
DMV.
I love it here.
Yeah, they said it's a lot of opportunity for Black women, but what I didn't do,
it's
what
like
I haven't did was I haven't start like reaching out to, you know, with resources. Okay. They was like, Rob, you're loving it in Virginia. I'm like, yeah, every time we go to DC, I kind of like I love it. You know what I'm saying? In regard, it's blackity black, you know, so I like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just so black. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to second guess and worry about this or worry about that because it's black. It's black. Yeah. You know, you see the afros.
It kind of reminds me of Memphis too, a little bit, because I'm from Memphis. That's home. And the way Memphis used to be, because here people are so cordial. They are very, very cordial here.
I'm have to come.
I remember being in line, and the lady was like, "You want to? I can pay for that for you." And I was like, "Oh,
shit, yeah,
thank you."
Yeah, absolutely.
But they are so nice. Yeah, the cost of living is good, right in the middle here in this area. So I love it. And
what she said, Marcia, can I pay for that for you?
That's what she said.
I'd be like, hold on, let me go get some more Oreos.
And that happens a lot here. People here believe in paying it forward. That's one thing I noticed here. They are so good as far as that. And then I like that Virginia does a lot. They're trying for prison reform, because even on supervised release, you can get your full citizenship back, except the right to bear arms, even on supervised release.
Oh,
yeah, you can still vote, everything.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come check you out. It ain't far.
Yeah.
Listen, Robin, we have a cousin there in the DMV.
Yes.
We would
you would get along great with her.
You'll get along. Listen, you'll get along great with her.
That's what they're saying. It's a straight renegade.
She a renegade. I promise
you. Yeah, you'll get along with a lot.
We are righteous women. We all righteous women. But I'm gonna tell you something about that one. Woo, Jesus.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Marsha. What type of job opportunities is there?
They have a lot of different job opportunities, but you know, most people that I found, most people that's done Fed time with me, they're entrepreneurs. They all have their own business doing something, whether it's advocating, credit, whether it's consulting. 90% of everybody I did time with has their own business. I don't care if it's their own transportation, driving trucks. Right. They're doing it. Now, there's a couple of jobs here, like warehousing, but that I know of, because I'm more into the
Marsha, I want to be into like the advocacy work. I want to be like in the death penalty work. I want to be in the work that's still doing what I'm doing, still fighting, but maybe just somewhere else fighting. So, you know, I don't want to go in a warehouse. I can go to Amazon. It's everywhere. I don't want to do that. I want to still make sure that people that look like me, you, Tamara, Teresa, is voices still in the room. I want to be a part of the narrative change, but making sure that I'm heard. Because a lot of times, you know, the narrative shift, but a lot of times they leave out certain things. Yeah. So I want to make sure that what I'm saying is being heard.
Yes.
So you know,
but I think that you need it down here though, Robin.
Huh?
Because the resources are here, but one of the problems that I see is knowing where the resources are. Okay, I didn't know where any resources were here in Virginia other than the regular state agencies, the regular programs. But as far as other programs for like re-entry and prison reform, it's more or less available on the state level than a federal level, because most people assume that the feds, like if you went to Fed, you got all this and that. It's not true. So it's that's the only thing that I don't like, and that's the only narrative that I do want to change here. As far as it shouldn't be like finding a stone in a bush to know what the resources are. If there are resources that would help with reentry, like housing cards, reuniting children with their families, and additional resources like that, it should be available to everyone. Whereas when you're coming out, you have someone to say, hey, these resources are available. And I don't see that. Now, in talking
Marsha,
to
that's intentional. That's intentional. That's on the state level too. See, because I still get asked the question, well, Robin, what happened? When you came home, was it like this? Was it like that? And they always say, it seemed like you always keep a job. I said, well, I'm a hustler. I'm gonna get me a job, and there's always been people who always believed in me because I'm so authentic, right? So I'm able to tell my story in a way to be like, wow, how were you able? I'm able to. So I've never had a problem with a job. It's been other resources that they have kept hidden, like being able to get your record expunged if this or be. So they keep a lot of things hidden, and that's why it's good to know and have people on different levels, like. With the mentoring thing, she's a judge, but she's so rich and so real. She just give it up. She just tell us like, this is what's going on. I'm gonna look at your record. I'm gonna try and do this just because she's a real person. So I needed that. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't mind saying let's build this mentoring thing with your name attached to it just because you kept your word.
Right.
So she tell us things like that.
That's awesome, and that's something that would be so beneficial here as far as a mentoring program. But it's like, okay, where do you start from mentoring? you get what I'm saying? My networking has come from podcasts.
I think that come with building relationships.
That's right.
So with this particular judge, Marsha, she was running for office, and we talked, and she was asking me different questions. Her husband worked at another prison. She lost. I still stayed connected with her. I said, hey, Judge Jones, this is such and such. It didn't make no difference because she lost, because wherever she need to be, God gonna see fit that she get there. Somebody stepped off the bench and they assigned her. So when she got that, she called me immediately. Robin, I'm back on the whatchamacallit. I'm trying to stay there. This is what's happening. I said, let's go with the mentoring thing with your name attached. So this is a judge that don't want to send nobody to jail. Wow. She don't want to send nobody to jail. So if I can get you a mentor and connect you with the Department of Probation. So here it is. I'm talking to the Department of Probation. I'm saying in my head, they don't even know who they talking to. Because 10 years ago, they would have called me Noriega or somebody. You know what I'm saying? I got keys coming all in. They would have called me La Bella Mafia or something like that. Like they don't even know who they're talking to, but I'm still building these relationships with these professional people, at the same time. Awesome. They couldn't look at me and say, oh yeah, she got a felony. So we don't look like what we've been through.
That's right.
And it's always about building and managing relationships. Exactly. You have to build and manage those relationships. That's what life is. Building and managing relationships.
Woo. I totally agree with that. It's all about building and managing the relationships.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing, when it's done genuinely. Thank y'all so much for coming. And you already know we're going to invite you back. And Robin probably come on every other week, so she already know.
I love Robin.
Anytime.
I had a good time.
Well, hold on, Marsha. Hold on, sweets. I can't let you off that. Give me the phone number, Marsha. Yeah. I can't let you off that, sweet.
Okay. Is that your real name, Marsha King? I'll message it to you.
Is that your real name?
Doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can put it in the private chat if you want.
Yeah. Don't
I'll put it over there now.
Don't send me no alias or not, Marsha, because I know people in low places and high places, Marsha.
If I would, I'd be like, I would say if I didn't. I just sent it to you.
Okay.
And Tamara can tell you she called me twice today. We talked twice.
Oh, she did. Oh, Tamara don't mind. One thing about my friend Tamara don't mind picking up that phone, baby. Or she'll use this one. You got a minute?
No, she doesn't.
You got a minute?
Yep. Hey, you gonna get that text first. Are you busy?
Yeah.
Can I call you?
Really quick.
She gonna call right then.
Really quick, Robin.
I have to whatchamacallit
this really quick.
And she'll sit on the phone while you send an email if you took too long. Okay.
Oh yeah, no problem. Go ahead. And she's real polite with it. Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh no,
But
no,
she's
I'm
so
here. I'm
nice
not going
and sweet
anywhere.
about it. And then I'll read
Oh
over
man,
it before she hangs you up. She gonna
you
get that
can't even be
paperwork before you
sideways
see
with her.
get
I'm
out
like,
the
hold on a
car.
minute. Hold on a minute, Tammy. Oh no, go ahead. I got it. I'm like, oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Tammy, your friend
Patient.
called me today. And
Really?
she called me and then she sent me a text. And basically, I just want to this my last thing said in the text, she said she need all my information to reserve seats. I said, well, I'm thinking about driving. She talking about reserving the seats and whatever. So I have parking paid for whatever. Then she follow up with like, if I'm bothering you, I apologize. I said, I'm not sure how you interpret that. I'm just busy. So she like, I understand. It's just the used car scheme. Like she's a used car salesman. Like, come on, cut it, lady. I done figured you out in less than 24 hours. Cut the game. Like this ain't that. Yeah. Keep it gutter.
Keep it real. Gotta keep it
real. Raw and uncut.
Teresa, tell me what you need. Tell me what you need, and we're gonna try and make it happen.
Yes.
Right.
Don't
just like that.
That's right.
Going around the mulberry bush because I'm gonna find out what's in the middle of that bush by doing my research. Tell me what you need.
Did you get the number of Miss Turner?
It's 662. Yeah, I got it. Yep. Yep, I got it. I wrote it down on my sticky tab.
I know that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we connected. We connected now, Marsha.
Y'all crazy. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, we connected for life. So I'm gonna lock it in my phone and everything. Marsha King.
Yeah, because I want to hear about the Equal Justice Initiative. Wow.
Oh yeah, and make sure you look it up. It's in Minnesota. It's in Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's for 3 days, and it's gonna be a lot of attorneys, prosecutors.
Teresa, that's
talking about stuff.
I wrote it down.
Talking about stuff that we fight for every day, but these is professionals. You know what I'm saying? Say they're clueless in regards to what we've been through. So I like to always sit at tables with them and be like, wow, gee, really? Oh, so this is they don't know who they sit next to because you can't put a face on the felony. You can't put a face on the felony. You can't put a face on the felony. You can't tell a person, oh yeah, Jim, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike got felonies. How you know? How you know?
They mama too.
Yeah, so let me just read this to you. The Equal Justice Conference is an annual gathering of legal services and pro bono advocates to share and learn about developments and innovations in providing legal services to low-income persons. The emphasis of this conference is on strengthening partnerships among the key players in the civil justice system through plenary sessions, workshop, networking opportunity, and special programming. The conference provides a wide range of learning and sharing experiences for all attendees. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's definitely a place we need to be in regards to building relationships and partnerships around who can do what and how they can do it.
Woo! Yes, Lord. Well, I thank you, Robin, thank you, Marsha, thank you all so much.
I enjoyed myself.
This was really amazing. We're gonna always invite y'all back. Marsha, definitely, really soon. So, a couple things before we go.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, well, actually for the next 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to be talking about families and child support. We will have a child support representative will be at our next podcast. We don't know if it's going to be at the actual outreach worker or the attorney. They're trying to decide right now. And we'll have a representative from the Fatherhood Initiative will be present next week as well. And then the following week after that. We're getting some questions in. We need more because we want to be able to provide facts and not fiction.
And resources.
And I had a really dynamic conversation with two resourceful gentlemen today. And they're definitely on board and ready to help our families.
Right.
And I didn't know they had a motherhood initiative as well. That was amazing. For our women coming out of prison. I didn't know that.
That's awesome.
Is that new?
Summit County, honey.
Oh, it ain't Cuyahoga, huh?
That's what I mean. Stuff like that needs to be available.
But it's okay. I got y'all. Listen, it's gonna be dynamic. Make sure you show up. Robin and Marsha, I got y'all. I got that connect. So I would definitely share the wealth for our families who are watching, who have concerns about child support. One of the biggest well, it's not one of the biggest, but one of the things that I'm hearing constantly is mamas is moving out of town with these men's babies, and these men are pissed because they have no rights once they leave. Well, that's what we're being told, and so we want to try to find some resources for these gentlemen who actually want to be fathers. You know, it's unfair to them. I'm pro dad because my dad raised me. You know, and so I'm going to always try to find as many resources for our fathers as possible, but also for our mothers, because I was a single mom too.
Right.
You know, but I appreciate y'all. So y'all listen in next week, and Teresa got something that she want to share.
Okay.
Y'all better be good.
We might have to have you come on and mediate.
What?
No, we're not gonna do the drama. We're gonna be about resources. We're gonna be about resources.
March 3rd. March 3rd.
Okay. March
3rd.
I saw that on y'all's page.
Yeah.
Marsha, call me anytime, okay? When you having a gloomy day, Marsha, just call me, and I bet you I could 216.
Hold on, because I'm just gonna say, hold on, let me get it in my thing.
And if you watch the on YouTube, if you pull this presentation back up on YouTube, our phone numbers and information is on there.
Okay.
While y'all exchanging numbers, just as we're logging off, my daughter is doing switch me out on a program. I'm not sure what's going
I'm here.
on. The technical part of it, cause
you ready, Marsha?
My thing is acting
I'm
funny.
ready.
It sounded good.
258 1255.
Okay, I got you saved in.
So
I'm definitely gonna get in touch with you in the next couple of days. I like to shoot a text first to make sure you're available.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I reply.
Okay.
You can share.
What's up, sis? Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's been a good show.
So now you act like you want to get rid of us, and we just getting started. Time.
That's
what I'm talking about.
Don't play.
That's okay.
You see, I got
you're gonna be down to know how that thing went at DCI, but that's okay. But I untimer, nope.
Hold up. Call me.
Oh, call you. Oh, not call you. Oh no, no. Not call you. Oh no.
Just because you know I love her, crazy.
No. Nope.
I enjoyed you ladies tonight. This was great experience. I thank you all for even just the networking. Robin, you know you're a whole vibe by yourself, so I already know we just already go like this. I'm just hoping when you get up and do speeches, I'm there to support you. I'm gonna try not to laugh.
I'm gonna let you read my speech first, but then you're gonna have to go stand somewhere, and I might have to give you an edible or something so you can just relax.
I know you be
Here, Marsha, take this. What, babe?
It just be like, forget, I'm gonna be myself.
I'm gonna give you an edible, Marsha. You gotta chill, because if you start laughing, then they're gonna be looking around like, "What's wrong with this lady?" Then you might have to be evaluated at the place, Marsha. I don't want you evaluated at no conference. I don't want you evaluated.
Yeah, I'm about to share. Yep, just on the just with the women topic and our kids following us. I know, Marsha, you said you have a 7-year-old daughter.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Is it Sharon? Did it share? Or no?
It's sharing now. It's sharing now. Yay!
Okay. That's my 8-year-old. She just turned 8 on Valentine's Day. But she this is this is Amelia Everett. She was the former president of the NAACP in Akron. And so that was my daughter's task at her school today. So
yeah,
I just wanted to share my baby.
Yeah,
She gave her life, honey.
All the way, honey.
Yes.
All the way.
Honey. That personality.
All the way. Just all the way. You can feel it.
All the
It's
way.
like, okay. She got that. Yeah.
She's so nice.
Cause always says, Black History is 365 days a year, but
yes,
while we honoring it, her school does a whole program, so everybody got to dress up as somebody, and that's who she picked.
Yes.
She kept telling me it's a white lady, Mom. I said no, we come in all colors, baby. We come in all. We had a whole lesson on that.
Yes,
a whole lesson on that. That's
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I love y'all. Even though y'all
I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed you, lady. So Tam, I'll talk to you probably over the weekend about the opportunity. About the opportunity.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right,
y'all see how I be staying busy, right?
Hold it down, Tamara. Hold it down for me.
I got your back.
You got me? Okay. All right.
Look, I don't
Marsha, I'm coming your way soon, Marsha.
Bam, got you.
I'm coming your way soon, so don't act like you don't know me when I call your phone. But like, ain't that something? You done play me like Condoleezza Rice.
Y'all crazy.
Act like you don't know me, huh? Now you don't know me, huh? Now you don't know me.
All right, y'all.
No way, Rob. I think we're gonna be able to do some great things together.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just when they get to talking to you about panels, think of us. So I got some girls out of Ohio. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Y'all ain't saying nothing.
Right, exactly.
Y'all ain't saying who you talking to. Hold on, let me get them on the phone. And that's when you call, Teresa. Teresa gonna come up. Teresa and Tamara gonna come off like yes. Then they gonna get to me like, oh no, that's fire. She fired right there. I don't know where they got her from.
Yeah,
I don't know where they got her. What the comedian said, baby? Who raised you? Yeah, who raised you? Where did she come from?
Tamara the plug.
Yeah. Oh
she
yeah. All the way. She undercut herself all the time. She
undercut
herself all the time. She undercut herself all the time. Oh no, it's not really that. No, don't worry about it. It's not nothing. Oh, okay, no. Oh, it's nothing. I do this all the time. I'm like, what the hell?
Meanwhile, she the whiz behind the scene making it happen.
Right.
Like, oh no, Robert. Oh, that's nothing. That's small. That's small. I'm like, girl, who was you talking to? Oh no, Robin, that doesn't mean anything. I'm like, oh man. I said, okay, Tamara. All right.
Well, I really appreciate it.
That's what we're here for.
I can't wait till the next show.
Yes. Oh, me too. I'm excited. I'm excited for our families. I'm excited for our men. I'm excited for our society. I'm excited.
And our babies.
I'm so excited. I really would love
the main thing when we talking about child support. The kids is what matters.
Connection, our babies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey Tam, I need y'all to look into trying to go to that conference and see maybe we gotta raise some money or something.
Okay.
But you gotta look into that because I think that's a hook.
The Equal Justice
Conference 2022 is May 11th through the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's
as long as it doesn't my son is graduating. Y'all pray.
You can work one room, Teresa can work another room, I can work a room. Marsha can get off, she can work a room too.
Look, Marsha, she fit right in.
Oh, she gonna blend, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Right in. So
yeah.
Marsha,
I love it. It sounds good.
So Marsha can work a room, I can work a room, and then we all come together with our resources, and that's how you build.
There it is.
Just work a room.
Work it.
Put your red bottoms on, Marsha. Put your red lipstick on. You go in that room, cross your legs, and tell them this is what we need.
Right.
Period.
Hey.
What you gonna do? Y'all always talking about how much money y'all get people. Where it's at?
Exactly. I think that everyone is a prison.
I'm gonna grab me something. Then I got some more work to do.
Yeah.
All right, you all. Good night.
Good night. Good night. I love y'all.
Good to see y'all. Love you too.
Bye-bye.
All right.